want to do a Minesweeper JavaScript build. We'll just muck around and see what comes out of it, I guess. Let's start off by creating a file. If I can type today. Cool, we're just going to put everything in here, JavaScript, everything. Alright. Type HTML, head, body. Alright, running live browser. Go. Cool. Alright, so we'll start off by putting on the screen, selecting the difficulty. Say select, give it a little drop down. Don't care about a name. The ID can be skill select, option, value, beginner. There's also intermediate and an expert. Perfect. Alright, then we want to set up a button called start. And click, we'll make it run a start function. Alright, let's begin that. Script tags, functions, function start. Alright, let's make sure this works. Perfect. Let's go to the console, check out what's going on. If it wants to cooperate. Nope, doesn't want to cooperate, who cares? Stupid favicon. Cool. Definitely doesn't. Sorry, my Firefox has just been stupid this morning. No, it's just been stupid. Alright, let's keep going. Get rid of that alert. So the first thing we want to do is, so if select our skill select, we want to store that as a variable, but we want to have attributes for these. Let's have a variable which stores as attributes. Say skill levels. Make an array, and we'll make an object so we can select it by the value. Beginner. And that can be an object too. We want to store board size and number of bombs. I'll say X is pretty sure beginner is 8 by 8, intermediate 16 by 16, expert's not 32 by 32, it's kind of a rectangle, so 32 by 16, thereabouts. 8 y is 8. Say num of bombs is 10. Alright, so I'm thinking the idea is I can say skill select is skill levels is a be easier if I just write down. Let's say let skill level. So that's where I'm going to store it. The first thing I'm going to say is skill level is equal to skill levels. Then we can search for skill select dot value. So that should say the value is beginner. Pick out that and drop it into there. Let's just check that out. Console.log skill level. So if we say start there, that's what we want. Except we haven't changed them. 16 by 16, 40 bombs, 30, 16, and and bombs. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so next thing we want to do is let's generate some bombs. Generate bombs. So create a function for that. Function generate bombs. Alright, so now we need to store the bombs somewhere where it can be accessed everywhere. So we'll say let bombs. I can store the bombs. Let's initialize this as a new array. So every time we want to hit start, we want to generate a new set, not just add on to the end. So I'll say bombs is equal to a new array. Alright, so now we want to loop through the amount of bombs there are. So skill level, num of bombs. Yep. Okay, first thing I want to do is generate a bomb, check see if that bomb already exists, and then push to the array if it doesn't. So we'll say let bomb is equal to an array, an object, give it a x. So we want to generate a random number, so we're going to say math.floor, math.random, skill level.x. Say y can be the exact same thing. You know, I'm not liking the look of that. Let's just leave it alone. So what we'll do then is check to see what the bomb exists. I'm going to say if bombs dot find bomb. No, I've already used that. Let's just say, you know, I can't say X. Let's say chords because it's looking for coordinates. Right. Chords. Chords.x is equal to bomb.x and chords.y is equal to bomb.y. Comes like something if it's true, else it's false. I'm pretty sure I could just leave that as it is, but I don't really feel like playing around and double check. No, that'll work. Alright. If that. Okay, so if the bomb exists, generate a new bomb. Alright. Doesn't exist, come down here and say bombs.push bomb. Actually, that, because it's an if, it's only going to check once. If I change that to a while, it's going to keep doing it till the bomb doesn't exist. Alright, let's just do a quick bit of refactoring because I hate that I'm saying math.random 4 times. Pretty much doing the same thing, generating the bomb twice. Okay. Actually, I saw this video a while ago where they created little utilities for commonly used functions, which I quite liked. So const utils is equal to that. And we can say gen bomb. And we don't need to pull anything in. Then we can return a object, which let's just copy that. Copy that. Cool. So that and that can now be utils.genBomb, which will work. Let's just hit start. Say bombs. Yep, that's doing what we want. We're still doing this math.for twice, so let's create another one called rand num. And it does have x and y. Say axis math.floor math.random star times skill level axis. So we can just pass through that x or the y. So right there, we'll get rid of u, and we'll get rid of u, and we will say utils.randNum. Throw that x in there. throw that y in there. Bombs. Perfect. Let's just also check that this is working. Console.log. Conflict. Make sure it's checking for conflicts. Yeah, picking up some. A bit better if we did that one. There we go. Yep, definitely picking up those errors. Oh, not errors, double ups. Okay, so what do we want to do next? We want to, so we have our skill level, we have our bombs, we can create our board, I guess. I don't want to put the board straight into here because I want to redo it all the time. So let's do that a little bit dynamically. Let's say create a container. Then we can put everything into there. Keep our elements as a variable. We can just add them as we want. So say create elements. Cool. Function create elements. Right, first thing I'm going to do is initialize elements. Actually, no, first thing I want to do is tell that it's nothing. So say container, HTML is equal to null. Then we can go elements is equal to, let's make this an object. First element we'll have in there will be the game board div document create elements of a div. So I'm hoping the idea is I'll be able to loop through this using the keys, allocate the key as an ID, and then I can just add new elements above this or below this, and it should really put it in order. So how do you loop through an object again? Object.keys elements dot for each. Let's call it ELM. Cool. And we'll say give an ID set elements, ELM, so it should be pushing it that one. .id is equal to ELM. So we'll do that. And we want to push it to container dot append elements ELM. Cool. Let's check out this. This is really annoying me that I can't extend that. Expert, let's bring that to the side. Right. Okay, so I've fresh you, just go beginner. Yeah, okay, that's explained that. It's got our ideas, game board div, and it's definitely put in there. Awesome. I can't adjust that either. Why is it being so stupid? Okay, let's just leave it there for the moment. Okay, so we're doing all that. That's all we need. So now we can create a game board, I guess, and put it in there. So generate game board function, generate game board. All right. Now, what do we want to do first? All right, we should probably tell game board div is null. That way, we're not generating game board until game board. So let's say game board div in HTML is equal to null. All right, next we will just create a table, and we can store its cell in a table. So table is equal to document dot create element of table, and let's push that to the game board div. Game board div dot append table. Let's check that worked. Start. Container, game board div, and there's our table. Awesome. All right, now so let's loop through our cells. So we'll just create a for. Let I, no, let's not do I, because we're going to do a nested loop. Let's use our x and y, so we use those as coordinates also. Y is equal to 0, y is less than skill level dot y plus plus, for let x is less than skill level dot x, plus. Amazing. Okay, now let's actually, before this, we should probably const row is equal to table.insert row, and that will create the row, and then create a cell in here. Let's call cell is equal to row.insert cell. Let's just try that. Start table. Okay, there is our rows, there is our cells. Amazing. But we can't see them. Let's give it a bit of style. So TD border solid 1 pixel and black. Can't type. There we go. Awesome. Except they're really small. Width 20 pixels. Height 20 pixels. It looks good. Let's round out these edges, and again, the cells are grey and then they turn white as we hit them. So let's say border radius 5 pixels. Let's say background color is grey. There we go, that looks a lot better. Alright, so we've got our board. What are we doing next? Let's show our bombs now just for a little bit of debugging. Okay, so let's say cell.inner text is equal to, now we want to check if it's a bomb. Actually, we've already got this up here. What if we put that into a common used functions and reuse that? I think that sounds like a good idea. Bomb exists. Let's take in some coordinates. Then we can say this. Just like that. And that should be about it. So now we can say utils dot bomb exists and pass through that bomb. Make sure we didn't break anything. Okay, so we can say utils.bomb exists, and we pass through, we don't have a bomb yet, so let's const coordinates is equal to that x and y, so that should give it x and y for those. And we'll just say chords. Awesome. Oh, why didn't that refresh? Something's broken. Bomb is not defined. Line 10. Chords. Okay. So pulling in chords, I'm also calling that chords. So let's change U to bomb. There we go. That looks really weird. Well, we can have our trues and falses. So let's change this ternary operator and say if it is a bomb, then put an O there. If it's not, don't put anything there. Look at that. Cool. Let's center those because it's annoying. Text align is center. Awesome. Throw you back to the bottom. Let's create a big one. Yes. Awesome. What do we want to do next? Okay, we've got our board. We've got our bombs. So I want to check if we click on a square. So let's come back here. I want to say add an event listener. I'll cell.add event listener. Listen for a click event. And we want to run a function, just call it action cell. Let's pass through those coordinates so we know what cell we're clicking on. Function action cell, and pull through those coordinates. Let's just console.log those coordinates. Oh, amazing. Alright, first thing we want to do is when we click on a cell, check if it's a bomb or not, and kill the player. Alright, so we'll say if, let's leave that console.log in there. So if we can use that utils.bomb exist, I'm liking this utilities thing already. Pass through those coordinates. So if it is a bomb, we want to, what do we want to do? We want to mark all the bombs, make those squares red, and say they're dead. Say the user's dead. We'll just create a function for that. Except winning is going to be pretty similar. It's going to mark all the bombs. It's going to mark them green. It's going to say, give them a status. If we create a finish function, and we can just pass through winner or dead, and it can change those depending. I like that. Use them all in once. Let's throw it in utilities. Probably a bad one because everything else is one-liner. Let's do it anyway. The finish, pass through dead. Finish, and it's going to pull through a type, which will be winner or dead. Okay, so the first thing we want to do was notify the player they're dead. We've got no way to do that yet, but we've got this. So we can say game status div document dot create element of div. Cool. Yep. But that's going to throw that in there. It's going to put it in above that. Let's just double check. So we hit start. Told you, can't spell. So we hit start. There's our game status div. So we want to put into there, so status and then alive and dead. You only want to change the actual status. So let's come up to here. Game status div dot inner HTML is equal to, let's say status, create a span, and that span's what's going to change. ID is equal to game status span. Let's close off that span. Inside here we can say alive. There's our alive. So the first thing we want to do is change it. So we'll say game status span dot inner text is equal to type. So nothing. That changes to dead. Cool. Just notice that's going to keep going. So we actually want you to return. That way it doesn't keep going. There you go. Actually, that's also showing something else. I keep clicking and it keeps going, so I actually need a game over, don't I? Game over. And here we can set game over is equal to false because it's not a game over. And up here we can say game over is equal to true. So you're dead, it's true. Before we even do any of this clicks, we can say if game over, return. So if the game is over, don't do anything. So click, 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 that's all working. Change dead. Now it's not doing anything. Amazing. Alright, what have we, whoa. Okay, so we let the people know what they're doing. Next we wanted to mark all those bombs. So let's say mark all bombs. It's utils, because that will be a one-liner. Mark all bombs. And we want to say, let's got nothing in there. We'll say bombs.for each bomb. Then we want to, let's create another function called mark cell, and that way anytime we click on something we can run that mark cell and pass through options to mark it. That way we don't have to keep doing it. That sounds good. Utils.mark cell, and we want to mark say which cell you want to mark. So pass through the coordinates, which in this case called bomb, be an object. The bomb, let's say the text. Okay, the text to say, so let's say X, and the color. Now we do need to know the color, so we pass through the type. So for the color, we can say if type is equal to dead, then the color is red. If it's not, it'll be green. Mark cell, and it takes in that config. Okay, so first thing it does is it needs to cells document.get element by ID. I hate typing that. I type that a lot less, sorry, that is in a function as well. Yeah, loving this utils. So let's say const cell is equal to utils dot chords to cell. Cool. And we'll pass through config dot chords to cell, chords, and we can say document get element by ID. We haven't given them IDs. Damn it. Okay, so what do we want to call them? Cell.id is equal to, it's got to be for its X and Y coordinates. Let's just do that. Say X, and throw X in there, Y, throw a Y into there. Say chords.x, chords.y. Really, that should have worked. Check that out. There. It's exactly what we want. Awesome. So then up here, we can say X and Y, chords.x, chords.y. I hate typing document get element by ID, and that's going to save me a lot of annoyance. Alright, so we've got that cell, and we'll say cell dot inner text is equal to config dot text, cell dot style dot background color is equal to config dot color. Let's test that. So nothing hit a bomb. Dead didn't change that color. Can't access X on 12. Chords.x, Y. Probably X chords is undefined. So we've got chords there. Chords. Passing through that. Console.log. Config. Okay, so bomb. Oh, that's the problem. Go on, bomb. Chords. Chords is not defined. Line 11. Bomb. There we go. All right, let's just invert that from dead to winner, and that should really change, because later on I can do that. Winner. Awesome. Dead. Let's remove that console log from there. Cool. Next thing I want to do, so we're saying if it's game over, don't do anything. If you're dead, do that. We don't really need that console log. Okay. Click on that bomb. Click on one of these other squares. I want to count the bombs that are around it. let's say bomb count is equal to, create a function called, click on it, check in surroundings, yeah. Check surroundings, and pass through those chords. Function check surroundings, pass through the coordinates. Right, so we want to, very minimum, have a count, initialize the 0, return the count back up to there. Okay, so we're going to click on that square. We want to check all those around it. So you can say, create a couple of loops for up, down, right, and left. Diagonal, that'll be 8 loops. Don't want to do that. What can we say? What can we say? Let's just say that's x and y coordinates 5 and 5. That'll be 4 and 4, 4 and 5, 4 and 6, 5 and 4. I think I've got this. So 5 and 5, 4 and 4, that'll be -1, -1. -1 plus 0, minus plus 1. No, let's 4. Sorry, I'm going to do a bad job explaining, so I'm just going to do it. Let y is equal to -1. Y is less than or equal to 1. Y plus plus. So what that's going to do is it's going to say the y coordinate -1 from it. And it's going to loop, so I'll go -1, 0, plus 1. Do the same with x for that x is equal to 0, no, -1 is less than or equal to 1, x plus plus. Okay, so first thing I want to do is set the new chords. Let's say new chords is equal to x. Chords.x plus x. Y is chords.y plus y. Awesome. Okay, so now we want to check whether it's bomb. No, we don't. What if I click on here? I don't want to be looking outside. Same as there, I don't want to be looking outside. So I want to make sure we're inbounds. If bounds new chords. Okay. If function inbounds, take in those coordinates. We just want to make sure whether it's inbounds. So, okay, something stupid. I'm going to assume it's true and find a reason for it to be false. Right, okay. I'm going to say if chords.x is less than 0 and chords.y is less than 0, okay is equal to false. Do the same for above, so that's going to check for up there and to there. We need to check those two. If chords.x is greater than or equal to skill level.x, or chords.y is greater than or equal to skill level.y, okay, it's equal to false. Nice and easy. Okay, so now we've done that. We're looping through those new functions, new coordinates. And just see if the bomb exists with that utility. So if utils.bomb exists with the new coordinates count plus plus. Yeah, that'll add to the count, return the count back, it puts in this, then we can mark that cell. So we can say utils.mark cell, and mark through after coordinates. The text will be bomb count. The color will be white. Let's check that. 1, 3, 3, 2. Awesome. 0. Don't want a 0 there. Bomb count as text or null. There we go. So next we want to be able to click on one of those and it scatters out. Alright, say if bomb count. So how we're going to do this? So originally for checking we went around, but now it needs to go all the way down. Actually, no, we can still use that check surrounding. So we click on that one. It's going to check all those, and let's check that one. Let's say check that one, and that's a 0. Wait, no, we click on that one. We can just say click on that one, so we can just say action cell for that. And it's just going to use a bit of recursion. Like that. Let's say check surroundings for the coordinates. Let's pass through a type. We'll say clear, while this one can be check. And here we can say if, oh, we've got to change that, type. So if type is equal to check, we can do exactly what we did before. So if type is equal to clear, we can say action cell, but action the new coordinates. So click on that one. Shit. Too much recursion. Why? It only went up one way. Clicked on that one. Check that. Right, so I've clicked on that. It's checked that one. Let's check that. It's gone back and forth, so I need to check that it hasn't already been clicked on. I need a unique thing that's white, I guess, and just go by that. So let's do that. Let's say const cell is equal to utils chords to cell, new chords, and here I can say if cell dot style dot background color is not equal to white, then you can action a cell. It's just a single line. I'm not liking how those are going up like that. Alright, try that again. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I need to check if you've won. That's about it. Check if won. Check if won. Help formatted a function. Okay, so say let winner is equal to true. We're going to assume we're a winner. Unless otherwise proven wrong. So go through every single square and say if it's not a bomb and it's still grey, then you're not a winner because you haven't clicked on them all. So I'll say for that's y is equal to 0, y is less than skill level dot y plus plus let x 0. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to say const chords is equal to that x and y. We also want the cell to check the color. Const cell is equal to utils dot chords. I'm loving that chords to cell. With those coordinates, we're going to say if utils dot bomb exists. Pass through those coordinates. I want to make sure it's not a bomb. So if it's not a bomb, I'm going to check if it hasn't been clicked on. If cell.style.background color is not equal to white, it hasn't been clicked on, then winner is equal to false. That should be it. So if we go down here, it is true. If winner, just have to run finish. Utils.finish as winner. there. That's done with the actual game, but we need to handle the right clicks for the flags. So, come down here. We don't actually need that anymore. We don't care where they are. We want to add another event listener. So I'll add event listener. And what's a right click? Right click. It's the menu, context menu. Context menu. We do need to pull in the event so we can prevent the default event. Then right click, pass through those coordinates and the event. Function right click, chords and event. Let's just start with event.prevent default. So that should stop me from being able to right click. Awesome. It's over there, it doesn't there. Awesome. Okay, so we want to mark the cell. So we want to check, say const cell is equal to utils.chords to cell chords. So I want to check whether it's been clicked on yet or not. So I'll say if cell.innerText is equal to, mark them with that. So if it's got one, we want to remove that. Cell.innerText is equal to null. Else, meaning it doesn't have one in there, cell.innerText is equal to that. There we go. Right, next we want to count how many we've got. Put it up at the top. So let's come back to our elements right there. We'll say bomb count document create element. That'll be a div. Let's do the same thing as that game status. Bomb count dot inner HTML is equal to, do that because we need the bomb count from skill level. So bomb count, create a span, ID equals bomb count span, actually keep it uniform, bomb count there, and yeah, div. Let's close that span, and in there, we can say skill level dot num of bombs. So let's start, we've got that 10 there, amazing. Right, so down here, we want to take that 10 plus plus and minus minus. So let's say let bomb count is equal to pass int bomb count span dot inner text. It's going to take that, make it into an integer, store it in there. So we didn't even want that there. I wanted him right click. Idiot. Come down here. Right there. Then we can say we're getting rid of it. We want to add one in, so we'll say bomb count plus plus. What are you doing? Bomb count minus minus. Then afterwards we can say bomb count span dot inner text is equal to bomb count. So really that should be, there we go, that removes them, that adds them. Cool. So we haven't taken into account. If we get down to 0, it's going to go into minus, so we need to make sure it doesn't do that. So it doesn't allow us to put more O's in there, so we'll say if bomb count is greater than 0, then we can do that. So hit start, down, click. Alright, doesn't let us get any more. Do those two. There we go. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we've got those marked cells. We want to stop from being able to click on them. So is that action cell right there? Let's say if we need that cell. Sorry, cell dot cell is equal to utils dot chords to cell. Pass through those chords. If cell dot inner text is equal to that, then return. So you don't want to be able to click on it if it's marked. Yep. So back down to here. So we've marked the cell. What do we want to do then? If we mark that cell, we want to be able to right click on that one. Oh shit, I want to be able to do that. So checking if it's greater than 0. We also want to say back if cell dot style dot background color is not equal to white, meaning it's gray, then we can do all that, because we're going to do something if it is white. Cool. That still works. Okay, but if it is white, so right click on that one, we won't be able to do that, unmask that. So there we can say else. Okay, so what are we doing? So right click on that one, we'll click on that one. So we want to say if the number in the square, no, if there's more marked bombs touching it than the number in the square, then clear. I want to check if there's marked bombs. So let's start off by saying const cell count is equal to cell dot inner text. We're going to need to make sure that's an integer, pass int there. And then we want to check the marked cells. These are check surroundings again, just to add something in there. So const marked cells is equal to check surroundings for those coordinates. And let's say the type of check marked. So come back up here. So if type is equal to check marked, then we can say if cell.inner text is equal to O count plus plus. I really like that because we're using the same function, using the same count, returning it back just for a different thing. All right, let's just console log that, console.log. Let's say cell count and check if one, check marked, marked cells. That 1 and 0. So 1 is the amount in the cell, 0 is the amount of marked cells. Good. There we go. So we did that. Should go. Okay. So on that, I can say if marked cells is greater than or equal to cell count, just say check surroundings clear. Chords clear. So now look at that. That is great. Awesome. I think we're pretty much done. Maybe we throw a counter in. Yes. Maybe we throw a counter in there to say how long we're taking, then that should be about it. Let's do that. All right. I'll go back to our elements. Say timer div dot create element of div timer div dot inner HTML is equal to timer let's give it a span. Timer span. Span. 0 seconds. Okay, so that's going to put that into there. Let's create a timer. Let timer. Okay, so when do we want to start the timer? When we click on it or right click, action cell. So we can say if timer utils.start timer. We need to initialize timer down here. Timer is equal to false. The action cell go there. Throw that into the right click as well. Comes down here. Timer. Utils.start timer. Come up here. Start timer. We want to say timer is equal to set interval. Timer span dot inner text is equal to pass int timer span dot inner text plus 1. So that should really do it. No. Timer span is not defined on 13. Can I do this timer span? It is there though. Why is it not defined? Timer span, what's the ID of timer span? Let's check out this. Div, timer div, timer, we've got ID of, why is that coming up like that? There's no equals. Restart that. Wow, okay, okay. We didn't set the interval, but 1,000. So now if we hit start, awesome. Starts counting. Awesome. Now we need to stop it. So at the finish, we can say clear interval timer. And then we should be finished. So it starts counting, find that, and it stops. Then let's win again. I'm not going to win this one. Come on, let me win one just to test it. Test out the win. Winner. Here we go, 20 seconds. I think we're done. Okay, so let's just have a quick look over this. Got our utilities, which I really like that for utilities. A global variable storing what we need, storing the bombs, storing the elements. If we're game over, the actual timer. So we hit start, initialize the skill level, initialize game over, initialize timer, generate bombs, create element, generate game board, creating the 3 text fields at the top. I really like that as well. Very nice. All right, happy. Thanks. Bye.